Now, okay.
Okay, so the first thing I want to say in this local recording is everyone in this fucking Discord server except Alexandra and Pat are fucking degenerates.
Hey man,
I did nothing, you motherfucker!
You started it by saying, "Oh, Jason, you're a horse now," and he does. You listen. You don't know him well enough now. He takes that as an invitation to start.
listen.
Oh, so I'm a degenerate just because I happened to walk into a trap?
Yes.
Listen. I think of it
Shut up,
more
Urban.
along.
He's actually right about you.
I think of it more along the lines of evolution.
No, it doesn't.
Evolution.
You keep yelling that. It's not
Well,
gonna change
you guys have already just absolutely completely crapped on the ad revenue of this video, so thank you for that.
Did it. Yeah.
It's all gone, all of it,
it. All gone.
all of it. All gone.
Well, then that means that everyone should donate money to Pat for the donation goal that we now have.
I just said in the pre-stream, but not in the local recording. Short to the point. I've been busy all day, and then I remembered last minute. Oh crap! In Birth by Sleep, you have to get all the Xehanort reports and stickers in order to unlock the final episode, and one of those reports is like behind Terra's Mirage Arena. So I had to basically rush to get that all done tonight. Oh, it was not a fun time, but
Yeah, he's been having fun.
anyway,
So much fun.
let's finish this.
On a side note,
I'm fuming for something that happened an hour ago, but I've already told everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome to this stream with high spirits.
on a side note, why is King Mickey draw so weirdly on the cover
He
art?
is a shonen anime protagonist in that
Haven't you seen that highlight video? Weren't you in that highlight video?
Yeah, he was.
Is that one
But-
gone up yet?
But no,
Highlight?
just-
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's a separate upload. Yeah, I need to get
Just
that
so
done.
I can mention this in the local recording too, since Pat only mentioned it in the pre-stream. Yeah, so since Pat doesn't have a sub game yet, he set it so there's a donation goal now of $75 for him to do a one-shot stream of Sonic Genesis that may or may not involve alcohol.
So please donate $1,000.
Please don't.
Every day we will stream Sonic Genesis.
You give me $1,000, I'll play Sonic Genesis every day.
Wait, hold on.
75.
Let me pull up the calculator to see how many times we have to play. Hang on.
Yeah, what's 1,000 divided by 75?
And use the
Yeah,
leftover
yeah.
for the alcohol.
Okay, yeah, by the way, yeah, Jensen's tower isn't safe. I know where to put him.
Okay, 1,000.
To be fair, Maleficent got revived here.
Five. Pat, you would have to play the game in full 13 times, and then you would also have to go do an additional run, but stop at the end of Marble Zone. Because that's a third of the
Nice.
that's a third of the game. So 13
Nice.
points, 13 and a third.
So Organization 13 numbers then.
Oh
okay.
shit!
It's all Gordon's plans.
Illuminati confirmed.
I'm kind of disappointed
I knew
we
it.
never actually got to explore
X-Files
this
theme.
area. Man, we are talking over like motherfuckers already.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
first, everyone shut up. Stefan, you were saying?
So as I was saying, I kind of disappointed that you never actually got to explore the destroyed land of departure.
Yeah, you,
Just like my just general curiosity of just like I wonder what was left. Probably not much, but still, I'm always curious to see environments after they've been changed.
yeah.
I'll be honest. Sorry, I was just gonna say I'm such an asshole that when he was talking, I really wanted to interrupt him.
Wow.
Okay. So when it actually comes to this world, we don't like when it comes to Journal Departure. It's just unless somebody wants to correct me, it's just a place that exists. We don't really know. We don't really know what this world is or what's or like
It might
what's
as well
in
just,
it.
yeah, it might as well just be the Tatooine of this of Kingdom Hearts, you know?
I think what only makes this world important is what it becomes.
Yeah, which, if I can speak about that,
Mhm.
yeah, no, like, obviously we'll talk about it when it actually happens, but yeah, this place becomes a different place that is important in the Kingdom Hearts lore because of other games, and you just go, so the entire point of this world's existence was basically so it could become that, because we see nothing about this world before that.
The best I could say, and that's going again.
Oh, wait,
what?
time out.
Oh,
Time out.
all right,
I
fine.
am sorry, time out. But, okay, according to Ericus's thing, he says, and this is going, I'm just saying, oh, what the fuck to Ericus here, and Xehanort, he said, according to what he just said to Aqua in this flashback, like, sort of, he said that light and darkness exist in balance here. It's like, I'm sorry, for somebody who hates darkness so much, why do you want to preserve that balance?
Well, it's a whole Jedi thing where, you know, there must be a balance to the Force, and that balance is light absolutely trumping darkness.
Well, it's more the assumption of like the moment you see any signs of darkness in the realm of light, you immediately have to assume the balance is wrecked, despite the fact that that's kind of self-defeating and that's his own hypocrisy.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying before, Stefan.
Yeah, anyway, Stefan, you were saying something about what you thought the land of departure
So,
was.
because of what it just become, and of course the reveal will show itself
Yeah,
when she walks
Castle
out of the
Oblivion.
room. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
think the
becomes
big
Castle
thing is
Oblivion.
that because of where it's actually located, and it's so close to where the Door of Light was located, or the Door to Darkness more specifically, I think this place is actually kind of located in a place to be able to observe everything that's going on. It's more or less the ideal place to try and keep track of things.
So
Especially
you think
because
it's
technically, Sora, Donald, and Goofy walked from the Door to Darkness to Castle Oblivion after Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, just
They
kind
didn't
of
have a ship.
located in a place like in between all the other worlds. And stuff
Yeah,
like
so you
that.
think it's kind of like the Keyblade Master equivalent of like this is where all the Keyblade Masters are that observe the worlds as they
Yeah.
do their
Okay,
thing.
okay, so Stefan, one, you're wrong. They didn't walk here; they ran here.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
they walked. They walked. Did you see Sora at the beginning of Chain of Memories?
Yeah,
He also
I
ran
almost said
here.
she stopped running. Yeah, Sora's a girl now.
And
Well, I mean,
two,
he does have a girl's
it's like-
heart
and-
inside
and-
him.
And two, did anybody here actually like appreciate appreciate what this became?
It gives
But-
Castle Oblivion a bit more relevance, you know, than just being this
Yeah,
random
because
place.
I mean, obviously, when Chain of Memories first started, you're like, okay, what the hell is Castle Oblivion? Why doesn't it exist? And you know, the only thing that game reveals is, oh yeah, no, the whole memory thing was just Org 13 fucking with Sora.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then 358 elaborates on it. It's like, oh yeah, we made this a second base because we knew something was suspicious about it, and now we know why.
Yeah.
Man, Hollow Bastion just can't get a break, can it?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
this
it's
is
about to
before it
become
became
Hollow
Yeah, this is
Bastion.
Radiant Garden right now, Stefan.
Literally tomatoes in this situation.
Shut up! It's ready, Garden! Shut up!
Okay.
No.
Let me just get the last bit. Okay, get another Kiraga on there because you can never have enough.
The only thing I think of when every time I see the world map and they're floating there is here in my car.
Thunder Surge. I don't have another Thunder Surge.
Here in my
So,
That is also
all right,
a key.
guys, debate: Radiant Garden or Hollow Bastion, which is a better name?
Hollow
I
Bastion.
prefer
Hollow Bastion.
Hollow Bastion.
Wow,
Wait.
wow.
Wrecked Radiant Garden. Oh, wait,
I mean,
you're
to be
about to.
honest,
Oh,
I was gonna
oh,
say,
that
I was
was
gonna
bad
say
timing.
Hollow Bastion too because it sounds cooler. But goddamn, guys, at least somebody
I'm gonna
around the
be-
other corner.
I'm gonna be the filthy casual here. Both names work.
That ain't
yeah,
an
they work.
answer.
It's all amount of preference here. Also,
Yeah.
this is kind of a nice place to have the battle. Like, this is a very nice square.
Yeah.
Do you think when they built this square, they made it specifically to have this dramatic fight in it?
The devs or the people in universe?
I feel like the people in universe might as well be the devs at this point.
Well, I mean, there's nobody here, so yeah.
Yeah, we both fought. We fought Terranort and Ventus here. We just needed another boss fight for another campaign, and it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I like how pretty much Lingering will Terra more or less beat the crap out of Terranort so badly, he kind of forgot, at least for this time, completely forgot he was Xehanort in the first place.
I am saying, what was the name?
Yeah,
of the
shit, I feel like I just got hit by a truck.
What happened at the end of Terra's story? He got so mad, beat up Terranort so bad that he
Like,
doesn't.
I have to let the massive hangover. Who are you? Aqua, shut up, Aqua, shut up.
I need some Aqua right now. I need to get over this hangover, man.
Oh, you're trying to think here.
This is a pretty awesome moment for Aqua, though.
Yeah, that's a great, and I love the music here being basically a remix of the theme from Kingdom Hearts 1. It's a really nice touch.
Which,
What?
I mean, I'm gonna elaborate more in the final thoughts, but yeah, you know, like you said, this is a cool moment, but for me personally, it's kind of not as cool because of the fact that I just don't give a shit about Aqua.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Pat, do you also want to announce the future of the series to the general
okay.
public too?
We will once we're in credits and final thoughts and all that.
Okay.
Ow!
So, remind me, because it's been a while since I've actually seen this boss fight. Is this boss fight any different from Terra's?
Yes. I mean, the first phase, not too much. It's mainly when we get into the second phase when he gets Ansem's stand is when it changes a lot.
Oh, you mean
Oh, right.
Guardian?
I'm Guardian.
Yeah.
Ansem's
Guardian!
Is that the stand name too? Come Guardian?
That's what we all call
It's the
it.
did you know that was the #1 hit in 1995?
Ah,
How could I
Yeah,
forget?
remember stands are named after music. Or am I
know,
crazy?
but
Most of them.
I call it.
I mean, it's usually music or composers or just something related to music.
Yeah, something tangential related.
What was the Dirty Deeds with it? Wasn't that did that get changed in English because of copyright? And it was so
Filthy
Oh,
silly.
no, all the
Filthy
stands.
Axe at a reasonable price.
Axe at a
30% equals Filthy Axe at a
Because
reasonable
of
price.
copyright. That's amazing. I mean, I know everyone gives all the depth. That's kind of funny because it just
Oh, no,
almost
I
sounds like
love
a
them.
parody of it at this point.
I love seeing what the censored names are for JoJo stands.
That's not really censored as they're trying to get around copyright. Because there's nothing they can do about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
because,
still,
but
I mean,
here's the thing though. But like, you can still hear them in Japanese. You can still hear them saying like, the name, like, the name of their stands, like in a more recent stand name it's a stand like a stand name by the name of Beach Boy got changed to Fisherman, but you clearly hear the actor yell Beach Boy if you pay attention hard enough.
Sticky finger!
isn't that-
Oh, you mean Zipper Man. What?
Hey, hold on! How do you get that from? Huh?
That's actually because of his stand. Yeah, the stand does.
Okay, I was about to say okay.
No.
That one I didn't think was a cat. I was like, excuse me.
So, sometimes they do play on words, sometimes they just try to make it tangentially related to what the stand is capable of.
It's Pokemon basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god, JoJo is just Pokemon.
I mean, you can make the references in any way you can.
Urban can't say golden experience, but mentions an American singer Prince. What?
I mean,
Well, I mean, to be fair, Prince's estate is vicious.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, saying Prince, I don't think is gonna be the end of the world. I'm like, that's copyrighted. It's a word. I mean, I know it's a performer, but it's also a single word.
Alexandra, we also live in the same world when a company tried to get I think it was either a copyright or a trademark on the word candy.
Yeah, I was literally about to bring that
Oh,
up.
I see. You know what's funny? Because I taken basic legal, business legal, in college. That's business school and everything. But here's the thing about that. Get you. Anyway, here's the thing about that. I found it pretty early that was gonna fail because candy is too vague. You can't trademark something that is vague.
Yeah.
Still
Also
doesn't stop
shows
them
how
from
stupid
trying.
people are.
Okay, that being said, though, in other news, do you want to talk about the other big piece of news that came out today?
Oh, of Metroid.
Metroid.
Yes.
I appreciate that video.
I mean, I'm glad that they're just being honest about it. So, I mean, that. To be fair, this is one of the very few times Nintendo announces a game this early, kind of thing. So, I appreciate that, the heads up on that. And Retro's working on the game again, so that's good stuff.
So I
That's what I'm surprised about the most is the fact that is to find out that Retro wasn't working on Metroid Prime 4 to begin with.
We've known that pretty much since its announcement that was going to be handled by Retro, but now it is. So
here's the thing that I found an article, and like I said, take this with a grain of salt. And this is only what he had heard. So again, it was just what he had heard from a senior like editor or something from Game Informer. Again, he even said take this with a grain of salt. But apparently the reason why the original version got scrapped was because the team that was working on it originally, which was of course just was Bandai Namco, they can't hide that, but at this point, there were multiple like divisions of it around the world working on the game. Ooh. And some parts of the game were really well and other parts were like a complete catastrophe. And then apparently Retro approached Nintendo at some point within this whole time frame and presented the freaking Guardian used a seismic toss on you.
Suplex Aqua!
Okay, but anyway, the Retro presented Nintendo, like out in Kyoto, a working demo for a potential new Metroid. And they figured, number one, they were going to go ahead and think developing in-house under one roof would be the better option, and number two, best to give it back to the guys who
made it in the first place.
And knew what they were going.
No.
So.
Why would we do that?
That's like a dumb idea. Come on.
We should hand it off to EA.
Well, I think, and the editor, I think he said the reason why they took the option with what they initially did with Bandai Namco was because, it was just a risky but new idea. They were going to try to see if that idea for development would work, and the answer is no. At least, I would say for an indie game it probably will, but for a game on that grand of a scale, probably not.
I also love how we're introduced to the Come Guardian here, but we still don't know why it exists.
Yeah, it's just kind of is here.
It goes back to what I was saying before about powers in Kingdom about powers in Kingdom Hearts. When somebody wields light/darkness, there's never a fixed setup. You can do this and this and more so. Yeah, I can just do whatever I want with it.
Yeah.
That also doubly raises the question when Riku has to become, at least body-wise, heartless Ansem. How does he get the Guardian?
Yeah, so I was gonna say the only and again just like Stefan said before, I'm polling here, but that's what Kingdom Hearts does anyway. So the only thing that I could see is that maybe that Guardian or that Guardian thing is just kind of a form of that the pure Heartless can take, and that he's just controlling it because of how in depth into the darkness he is, just like the dark sides and stuff like that.
I do like the thing where you team up with Terra to take out.
Yeah, essentially calling out to his heart to try and fight
and
back.
we're done with that. No deaths in that one. Nice.
I guess you could maybe say that the Guardian is more or less a manifestation of Xehanort's heart itself, since as you saw in the world there, it wasn't Terra was able to reclaim his body long enough to help you.
Yeah, but that question, what about Riku then? How does that work?
Hang on, I really like how because of Twitch delay, Pat's like, oh, we took care of that. No deaths, as we watch him get the shit beat out of him in one of the comms.
I swear I'm doing fine. I swear I'm doing fine.
I swear, guys, I did it. I did it.
I don't mean to alarm you, but Terra's T-posing on us right now.
Oh shit.
Oh god, Xehanort really is asserting his dominance.
Now he's taking a nice darkness bath right now.
Got word for it, he stabbed himself.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like the Guardian design.
Him do this and just didn't
It's
try to.
It's the first game, but I'm still not sure if I like it.
Like, imagine if she would have just let him do this and just not fucking, been all like, oh, I gotta be the hero about
By
it.
the way, this is what causes the Heartless to get out in Kingdom Hearts 1, so thanks, Aqua.
Aqua, you did it. Hollow Bastion's fucked, and it's all your fault.
Well, I mean, hindsight.
Well, I guess in this kind of way, she is also indirectly responsible for people like Roxas existing and stuff like that.
She's indirectly responsible for the entire fucking Kingdom Hearts series right now. Is what she is. Just let him fucking die.
Well, again, hindsight, and plus, it's still her friend.
Yeah,
Hindsight is always 2020.
Now,
Unless you
here's a-
remember it. Unless you don't remember it well.
Urban brings up a good point. She wouldn't have been ordered too.
Now,
Yeah,
here's
you
what
know,
I
if
don't
she-
quite
if she just
understand
wants-
of,
sorry.
like, why is it the art... like, are the armor and the ride separate from one another, or...?
It's quite possible, which would probably explain why no one else ever uses
I
Keyblade
think the
fire.
ride. I think the ride is
Patrick,
separate from the armor.
well, if you remember, like, how it always interprets the fact that the ride, like the ride is them turning their Keyblade into the vehicle that they're riding on. The armor was separate. And I'm mainly taking this from the fact that one really long cutscene in Kingdom Hearts 2, where Xemnas is just walking down the stairs. You have to walk down
Okay.
the whole
Jason.
flight of stairs.
That's
But at the wait,
irrelevant
hang on.
information.
But at the end of it, we see
The armor?
yeah, Aqua's armor specifically.
But I think her Keyblade is still there, isn't
yeah, I'm
it?
gonna say
Yeah, it is.
my counter to that is this scene that just happened. The fucking little ride disappeared when she gave her armor to
Yeah.
Terra, so that implies that the ride is attached to the armor, not the Keyblade.
Yeah. Like, I think we were talking about this before of, like, why the hell doesn't Mickey have a Keyblade glider? It might be because he doesn't have an armor that allows it to take form.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I think the armor and the glider are connected together,
Yeah.
which is why Lingering Will still has it, because he has the armor.
Oh, I got
We al-
sand in
we-
my
we-
eyes,
we-
that's
we-
why I'm
we also
crying.
We also don't know where, like, the armor comes from in the first place.
Yeah,
like,
it's just kind of a thing that exists.
Feels
Well,
like something
Jason,
that,
it's
like-
because it looks cool and we wanted to reference Kamen Rider. God.
By the way,
Hey, wait, hold on. It's like something squeezed me. So a little kid should not be having a heart attack, especially not your age.
funny.
To the hospital with your mother.
No, but by the way, this is where Riku is a very, very philosophical, like, 4 or 5-year-old right now.
5-year-old.
5-year-old, yeah.
They say every word connected by one great baby. Like, that's what he should sound like, because he's a fucking 5-year-old. They're waiting for you to help them.
It's really ironic that little Riku's like, well, maybe you should open your heart and listen. 10 years later, doesn't take his own advice.
And by the way, these clothes are...
You tend to forget stuff when you get older, and also get dumber, while smarter.
See,
And also
I'm just
Sora's
remembering.
And Sora's design here makes more sense than his Kingdom Hearts 1 design.
Yeah,
in
I'm
terms
just
of
remembering
sound
ProZed's video about guessing anime characters' ages.
Yeah.
Because at the one point he's like, kids shouldn't talk like that. Or kids don't talk like that.
Did you guys see the Danganronpa one?
Yes, I referenced that last stream before you came in.
I'm 1,000.
And if you haven't seen that, please watch both of those. They're
so
actually
good.
a little too accurate.
And it will only ever take you about 2 minutes of your time.
Young man, what ails you?
Got a hangover,
Can
man.
you speak? Tell me your name.
Up because I was explaining why I don't like Hangman's Gambit.
Young man, what ails you? You can also just say, young man, are you alright?
Young
Well,
man, how do you do?
Kind of question, what happens to his outfit
him
after
to the
this, since
castle.
he changes into the lab coat?
Well, probably just because...
Well, we
because
know
he's
why he
working as a
changes into the lab
scientist
coat,
at that point.
where does the clothes go? Are they still in Hollow Bastion?
Maybe.
Also, Terra,
Don't
you
get
really
ideas
rocked your
into
hair.
Nomura's head, because he's gonna make a spin-off.
Okay,
Just
okay,
explain the
no.
clothes.
Stefan,
To be fair,
what
we-
happened? Sorry.
To be fair, we do see a flashback of Lingering Will fighting Terra back in Kingdom Hearts 3, apparently. Or it might be more modern stuff. Who the hell knows with this series?
I was gonna say what clearly happened to the outfit is that he cut it up and refurbished it into the dress that he gives Riku.
And then here's the lead into 0.2.
Yeah, well...
Okay, the story that's only there to tell you why Mickey had no shirt.
Well, no, we're not...
Dude,
we're not
I
zero-
love that so much. Like, I brought it up, and I don't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, "Oh my God, you're right." Because I was like, the only thing that game accomplished is at the end you see why Mickey didn't have a shirt.
It also gives some backstory as to the logic of how he found the Kingdom Key D. But yeah, that's not really that much relevant information.
It's the one time that I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go with him just to explain why Mickey had to be.
Well, another interesting factor is the fact that 0.2 actually explains what happens to worlds that fall to darkness.
And it also gives logic as to why Aqua is still what is she, 18 years old?
Yeah, because time doesn't move.
She's 18 years old. She's
2018.
She's
No, last year, God.
Also, Aqua going suicidal there for a second. Maybe
Yeah.
I fade into the darkness here.
That's suicidal and just, well, yeah, I guess it's kind of suicidal.
I mean, death doesn't mean anything in the series, so...
No.
By the way, does she like eat Heartless to survive while she's in here? What's
okay,
her food supply?
Okay, so Patrick, I actually thought about this. In 0.2, we find out that time doesn't move when you're in the realm of darkness. So I always took that as since Aqua wasn't hungry when she fell to the world of darkness, since time doesn't move here, she never has to eat
but
because
your like body generally still needs energy and stuff like that.
And also, Jason, she could have been mildly peckish. You don't know that.
Oh God!
Also, I was gonna just again, this is a semi-non-spoilery thing, but take this out of context. It's Vampa. If you get that, you win. You win today. That's basically what it is. So she had to persist on alien goo.
Well, I mean, she has an entire pocket full of ethers, potions, and whatnot. Those could probably.
Oh crap! I sold all those
food.
to get commands. Oh God!
Oh God! It's your fault, Pat. That's your.
But I want to make a
Oh,
flag.
hey, Ace brought up the answer. She survives off the power of friendship, obviously.
But Alexandra, I need Chiragos.
I mean, it's easy.
Oh, wait,
you
no,
just
I
have
got
to
it.
eat every single person.
Guys, we're not thinking about this. She tries up her arm, uses Kiraga to grow it back. Boom, food.
Ah, I
This
see.
is some Norse mythology bullshit we're getting into.
No, Stefan, you mean Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah,
I know
Stefan, I saw your.
exactly what I said.
Speaking of Norse mythology, that Twitter thread you made, that was nice read.
Thank you.
Anyway, this is technically the main credits of Birth by Sleep, but we still got a little bit more to go because of final
This is what we got in the original release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget how long the no, actually I don't think there is credits for secret episodes. So
I think
Oh,
So, do we want to say final thoughts now?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, isn't the secret episode literally just the boss? And, like,
It's a level as well.
It's a level as well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess whoever wants to start up final thoughts first, go on ahead. Let's
I mean,
try
you
not
played the
interrupt
game.
each other and stuff like that. But yeah.
I mean, Patrick, you played the game, so you go for it. It's your stream.
Birth by Sleep is
Yeah,
kind
but
of
that. Oh, sorry.
okay, yeah.
I was gonna say that means he should go last, Jason.
I'll actually go last.
Either or.
You know what? Yeah, I'll cap it off. I want to hear what you guys
Yeah,
say.
I'll go first. I'll
Okay.
go first. So, Birth by Sleep as a game, I think is actually kind of fun to play. I enjoy playing it, at least in small intervals, like it was kind of originally intended to, because it was made for the PSP. Which I get that. They wanted to make it so you could enjoy it in short bursts. But since they re-released it, you really see the problem with making a game for mobile that's an RP, or for a mobile handheld that's an RPG,
Yeah.
because the story is awful. Like, it's not as bad as the useless story that is recoded, but like I said before during the last session, and everyone else brought up, this is a story about a group of kids that are really close friends with each other, but absolutely refuse to talk to each other about their problems, and cause the entire series indirectly because of it. So the game, when I play it, if I'm just fighting enemies and stuff, it's fine. I like it. I actually like the command system. Unlike some, or I know certain people don't like it, but I actually like it because I'm a really heavy like customization type of guy in RPGs. So anything that lets me kind of choose what I want my build to be, I absolutely like. But in terms of like a story that goes in and fits into the greater narrative of the series, I just think it is like one of the weakest entries in the series. We didn't need a prequel, but we got it, and it kind of sucks.
What's happening next?
But like my whole thing with Birth by Sleep, because Alex, I do like agree with you for the most part. When I'm just sitting down, it's just fighting normal enemies. I think from a gameplay perspective, that's when Birth by Sleep is at its best. When you can just like sit down and mindlessly hack away at monsters. But I kept on saying like I think like even like during like the KH2 live stream, that Birth by Sleep is to me what the prequels are to Star Wars fans, because a lot of my story issues start with this game, because this game brings up a whole bunch of stuff that really didn't need to be there. We need to be there in the first place. Like Armada 1 is Pete getting banished to the void, and a major one that still kind of makes me angry is explaining how Sora got the Keyblade in the first place. Instead of him being chosen, he just had Ventus in his heart, and that is what enables him to use the Keyblade. And while that doesn't break the lore of Kingdom Hearts, I do think that it ruins the idea that the Keyblade is sentient and chooses its wielder. As far as Terra, Aqua, and Ventus go, like I just cannot buy into their friendship. I think this game tries to sell you even harder on their friendship than Kingdom Hearts 1 does. But Kingdom Hearts 1, all the Kingdom Hearts 1 really need to do was establish a friendship at the beginning of the game by having you just do kid stuff. In this one, they just hammer it home to you so hard throughout the game. But because of the stilted dialogue and the voice direction, I just have a really hard time buying it. Because a lot of the events that happen feels like it happened because, hey, we need a plot. And I really hate the bosses in this game, especially like near the end, because one of the weakest points of this game is player interaction, especially with the bosses. Because in Kingdom Hearts 2, if you wait and take your time and actually exploit weaknesses in the bosses, that the game actually rewards you by letting you actually go in, get it and get like a whole bunch of combos on them and then pull back out. But you can't really do that. In Birth by Sleep. But I do have all these options for massive damage. When it comes to certain bosses, it's just just use this, and just dodge a lot. That's it. There's no interaction, and that makes a lot of the bosses really, really frustrating, and I really, really hate them.
Is that it?
So do you mind if I step out so Urban can go next?
Okay, yeah, I'll actually just go to the other channel where Urban is real quick and get his thoughts. Okay, Urban, your thoughts, quick. Go. Urban? Okay, I guess he's not giving his thoughts right now, so,
I guess it's so
wait, I actually did forget.
Okay,
wait.
let someone else go, Jason.
My bad.
You went up for a while. Sorry.
Oh wait, hang on. He said I'm back.
Never mind.
Wow.
Okay, Urban, go.
Okay, sorry. Alright, so seeing Birth by Sleep, like granted, I've played none of the games, I've only seen other people play them, but honestly, it was kind of a big mess, in my opinion. Like, I could see what they were doing, like prequels and all that, but it's just so annoying. theme, that kind of stuff where like they refuse to talk to each other just so they had a reason why all this happened.
That it?
Also, and of course the boss battles could have been better. Sorry, I can't right now. Sorry.
Let somebody else bring up the worlds because we don't want to keep this going too long.
Next one up.
That was quick.
Okay, so my thoughts. Kind of that was brought up earlier was the fact that you could definitely feel that this was a portable game, not only in terms of the limitations, but also because of how the gameplay feels like is kind of designed around it. Like you compare an old Fire Emblem game to a lot of the handheld ones, you can feel a difference of how they designed the gameplay. You definitely feel that here, especially since a lot of events are very long apart between the relatively small worlds. With the actual worlds themselves, I think I enjoyed the actual lineup that they gave us, at least on a conceptual level, which is kind of something I feel about this game in general. A lot of great concepts, not a lot of great executions, and I can attribute that to a portable game, a lot more limited than either of the prior PS2 games, but also in terms of like the inexperience that the actual team working on it, because this wasn't the main team that worked on 1 or 2 or 3 that's coming out. So you can definitely feel a lot of experimentation in their own sense. I'm sure like Nomura and like a couple of the higher ups were probably doing what they can, but there was still just a lot of learning for a lot of people. And I think that really comes out with a lot of this. And it's really just, this game really just needed more time to develop a lot of stuff, expand out worlds, make them a bit more relevant. But then again, that's a Kingdom Hearts issue in general. And actually, gameplay-wise, like I agree, I love the command system because I just enjoy customizing. But I hate every time I start a new file because you have to get all the abilities again, which is never fun. And plus, what you start out with is kind of, I wouldn't say underwhelming or inappropriate, but definitely makes a lot of the initial boss fights kind of unbearable, especially with Terra's, because his first boss is one of his hardest.
Not to interrupt, but I completely agree.
It's the Grindy's game.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, and it's kind of odd because you can definitely beat this one at the lowest level by comparison to a lot of other ones, but a lot of the grinding comes into actually getting your command list set up, especially with your abilities, because as someone who just played 0.2 the other day and played on critical where you lose Leaf Bracer, you definitely feel when you want to be able to heal without dealing with all the nonsense that a lot of these enemies throw at you.
Yeah.
And again, kind of like what Jason brought up, like standard enemies, not that bad, kind of fun. You can learn their gimmicks, you learn everything else. But with bosses, they can be just so in your face, and a lot of the mechanics can't keep up with it. And it definitely comes out to a head when you reach the final bosses and the super bosses.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have anything else to give except for rambling, so I'm just passed off now.
Alexandra and then me.
Oh, Mickey? Haha! You fucked up!
Fuck you, Mickey!
Anyway.
Where's his mark of mastery exam, Yen Sid?
Yeah, real talk
You're
though.
not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, anyway. So, I didn't get the opportunity to play Birth by Sleep for a good while until I borrowed it and borrowed a friend's PSP. And holy crap, just again what you guys said, the fact that it was definitely made to be a portable game shows. It's, especially after doing this whole retrospective, cannot be a game you marathon.
Yeah.
This is just no, you've got to do it in short bursts. With that said, do you think the command deck system is fun? I still think 2's combat system is far superior, but it's still a fun system. I think 3D does it better. Biggest things that just throw me off from this are the grinding and the boss fights, and the problem is with the boss fights, I did not remember them being so egregious, with a couple of exceptions, until this retrospective. And now I am nervous to go back to Birth by Sleep because I have yet to actually play through it on my PS4 to get trophies and whatnot, since I'm a completionist and all that.
Yeah, trophies for this one are not fun.
I'm actually gonna
Yeah.
jump in. I think to give due credit, I think they probably came off worse because Pat had to multitask with performing for an audience, talking to us, and playing.
Yeah,
But yeah, they definitely were way worse
Like-
than they probably were ever for any of us at our own time. But it definitely didn't show well.
like I'll jump in a little bit to say, yeah, no, when Pat was doing that there against Terranort, he didn't speak like at all, and he did that with no deaths.
Mm-hmm.
During the Vanitas thing,
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything about that one.
Well, I think especially
But-
that fight is so similar to the Terra fight that I just had to play earlier today. That
That is telling. This is a telltale sign. Birth by Sleep is a terrible streaming game as well.
Yeah.
That is telling. And like my biggest gripe, because like as a child, when I was younger with Birth by Sleep, I was like, yeah, the story started to become a mess, but I couldn't help but feel sorry for people. And even though Terra got, I mean, no offense, but Terra, you kind of had it coming. That was overkill. I still think it was overkill. But I don't feel sorry for anyone anymore because Alex said it right. If you guys just talked,
They're
none
so
of this
fucking
would
dumb.
happen.
So fucking dumb.
Just sums up to this, and it's just like I used to have sympathy for these guys. I don't now. I have sympathy. It's like I know 358 didn't need to happen. I have sympathy for that friendship. I feel bad.
because they actually
when that
grow.
fell
It's
apart.
because they actually grow throughout the entire course of the game. These guys just never.
Yeah, and, you know,
communicate.
again, sorry, just to jump in, but yeah, the infamous thing that everyone likes to complain about, the ice cream scenes, you know, despite the fact that, yeah, they could have been a little bit more, like, variety in the actual, like, background scenery and stuff like that, not have the literal same exact scene every single time, it still at least showed you that they had a friendship that developed and became, you know, really close, so then when you did the final boss fight, you felt bad.
Yeah.
This one, they give you the beginning, and then just every time they meet, they just shout, "I'm friends with you! I'm friends with you!" And you're like, okay, can you just not?
It also doesn't help that all the lessons that they learn at the end of the world just gets wiped clean for their memory.
By the way, with that comment, I just want them to just hold up signs like I'm friends with this guy. I'm friends
Anyway,
with this
continue, Alexandra.
Okay, but I cannot deal with the fact that I just cannot. It's like I don't know if I want to go back to this game. It's like I look back on this. This is not a good prequel story. As a like gameplay, it's all right except for the bosses. But as a story, I'm gonna say right now, it's probably I could deal with the BS they pulled in 3D more than this. This is the worst story of the series. I'm sorry, it is. After seeing it again, it's the worst story.
I mean, the only thing about the story that I actually hate about 3D is just the time travel bullshit. Everything else is fine.
I have more to say on
Well,
that, but
well
that's
I'll
for
say
3D.
more when we get to 3D.
Yeah, that's for 3D.
Yeah, so are you done? Because I kind of forgot there was this scene in here before it gets to the final.
I'm done. We can get a scene and then you can
Okay,
get
we can watch the scene now. Yeah, I kind of
Give
forgot.
credit where it's due.
I kind of forgot that the scene still happens before the final end part.
Are you sure you don't want us to
Oh
keep
my
talking
goodness,
for another
what?
2 hours?
Oh, we will. We will
Because someone
soon.
takes shrooms.
Yeah.
He takes shrooms.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Rooms are inside Sora's heart, indeed.
I like how at least 2 of those images relate to him in Kingdom Hearts 1, which means that they're kind of irrelevant to him now.
Yeah.
I like
Oh
how
yeah,
one
we're
of them
gonna
is a
make that
harpoon.
rap.
I like how one of them is a harpoon. I was like, Sora, you're like 5. Why are you
Should
using a
be
harpoon?
the chainsaw from the beta design of Sora.
Hey man, you gotta learn how to fish fast.
Again,
Fast early.
here's the thing I always say about this is that, you know, the whole thing is that Sora as a young kid let Ventus inside his heart to heal. How exactly did he do that?
Would you mind?
That's...
You just do that. I mean, you
Listen,
don't do that all
Don't
the
you remember
time.
doing that as a kid?
Patrick, Riku told him to open up his heart and listen. And this is
Which is
Yeah.
which is he gives BS advice because he doesn't listen to that.
Okay, listen. Hypocrites are the best people at giving advice. Because they say the best advice you can give is that which you don't follow yourself.
I mean, how many people listen to relationship advice from people who like never date?
Well, you know, I
I also kind of like that version of the dive into the heart.
Okay,
It's a nice
not
touch.
gonna. Okay, not gonna lie. When it popped back to the night sky, I was like, "Did you go back to the menu, Pat?"
Okay. I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, Pat was just like, fuck this shit, reset.
At this happy moment.
I'm done.
We're
I
gonna
wanna
go
get done
play
with
through the
Birth by
fucking boss
Sleep.
fight again.
I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah, also, I get that Sora's a kid and all, but, like, especially for me, is how does he not remember any of this? I get it as a kid that you probably wouldn't remember stuff later in life, but, like, I feel like these are pretty significant moments he would remember.
No.
Well, Patrick, to be fair, there were a lot of significant moments in my life as a kid that I don't remember that my parents do.
And also, Pat, I mean, after you let the sixth person into your heart, do you really remember? I mean, we all let in like 20 people in our hearts when we were kids.
Listen, Sora is a heart dumpster.
Hang on, let's see here. Kiraga 245
Jesus.
times.
I wonder why.
Diamond Dust 133 times. Most used D-Link Ventus. That's probably with Terra, most likely, just to get that speed. With him. Over 4,000 enemies defeated. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it would be higher in other games.
It's the grindiest game. But Patrick, how do you feel about game?
Okay, so now my thoughts on Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep is this very weird mixed bag to me because, like, I agree with you guys. Like, I used to like this story at one point, but like going back to it, it's these guys never talk, and not. I used to think that the worlds really mattered to them, but honestly, no, they really don't. Like, still to them, and a lot of this can be solved if they just talk to one another. And I love Leonard Nimoy's performance as Xehanort, but what Xehanort actually does is not that really compelling as a villain, honestly. So
He talks to Terra.
yeah.
Listen, Patrick. Patrick. We see a man like him wiggle those fingers.
I'm a
He's a terrifying
dolphin.
villain.
I can give credit to again the concept of like, oh, I'm curious as to what will happen, and that always makes for at least an interesting villain, just because you see that it's just curiosity. It's not even like ill intent at the start.
Like,
It's
I
always
like
just
the
hey, I wonder
character
what will
more than
happen.
him being a villain kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but I do like its combat system. I like the melding system and the customization. The thing that I don't like, because especially I love it for stuff like cures and stuff like that, to have multiple ones on you, because that's helpful, honestly, in a bind and that kind of thing. What I don't like is how it's tied to abilities and stuff like that, and especially my big one is essential abilities like Leaf Bracer or Second Chance are tied behind this that you basically have no idea how to get. Again, once more in Second Chance are hide behind Wellspring, the one that extends combos, not the item that relates to HP abilities. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, there's also the fact of, you brought this up in an earlier session, but just to bring it up so you can talk about it, the whole thing about how you don't know what you're going to get until after you get it.
Yeah, I mean, you can save scum, but, like, you shouldn't have to do that kind of a thing. And then, for me, it's also polarizing in the combat because, like, I love fighting regular enemies, and when you can just go ham on them and, like, fully extend the combat system, I think that's easily where Birth by Sleep shines. Where it doesn't shine is its boss fights, where you have to basically play in a very specific way that and like I swear, like, only a third of the abilities actually work on boss fights of them, because a lot of them are just completely useless at that point, and especially with just some of
Are
the
you saying
BS.
Victory Pose is not the greatest command ever?
Yeah, no, it's not. And then especially kind of the BS-ness of some fights. I mean, Terranort was one thing, but like Vanitas, I think, spoke for himself in the last session. Like, good God. And that's not even getting into the super bosses or stuff like that. So, Birth by Sleep is kind of this weird mixed bag. I would probably, honestly, bring it down to my third favorite in the series. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 definitely beats it at this point, but I'll still take it over stuff like Chain of Memory for me, because Chain of Memories just, its combat gets so boring after a while, and 358 does have the better story, but that gameplay is even more polarizing, I feel.
It's even more obvious that it's a mobile game. I'm
sure Alexandra might have brought this up at some point if she was in a stream at some point that I wasn't a part of. But, I kind of touched on it a little bit by saying victory pose there. Yeah, you can also tell, especially with the Mirage Arena and those commands, how they were going to have the kind of online functionality, but they got rid of it, but then chose to still keep those things in for some reason.
It's a weird thing that both 358 and Birth by Sleep have. It's really weird.
Yeah, they just, they were like, oh yeah, we want to put online functionality, and then at some point they cut it from development, and then it's like, should we get rid of these commands that literally do nothing because they were just emotes? Nah, don't worry about it.
It's weird, because did you guys ever use any of the online functionality for Birth by Sleep?
Nope.
I had to borrow a friend's PSP. Let that speak for what that means.
Yeah. But
basically, I borrowed a friend's PSP to play Birth by Sleep. Said friend borrowed my DS to play 358.
We both came out as lesser people.
I think you got the better of the deal.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Number one, bring in the bosses real quick. Like, the one company I'm willing to forgive with some bullshit bosses because I expect them to be brutal, but they're brutal but fair for the most part. Are Atlas games, Shin Megami Tensei, your Persona, stuff like that.
No, I
kind of forgive that for Atlas, not here, because there's an argument to have a hard boss that's fair versus a hard boss that has bad game design. Most of Birth by Sleep's bosses fall under bad game design.
To help support you, Alexander, to bring up the Atlas thing. Yeah, as an avid Atlas player myself of both Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, and pretty much everything that they publish, because I love them. As much as people can argue that their bosses are just meat sponges that just have shit tons of health and just do a bunch of damage to you, at least you have the tools to be able to take care of those bosses at your leisure, and there isn't just certain things that...
Time out, Pat. What? Don't tell me. Oh, no.
There's the secret episode.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Do I gotta beat every boss again in order to unlock it? Is that
okay, if that's the case, can we just say fuck Birth by Sleep at this point?
Yeah, can we just say fuck Birth by Sleep? Watch it online. It's literally just a little thing and then a boss fight and then that's it.
If it's gonna be that way, but okay, there's one thing that I want to do, because I know we shit on Birth by Sleep right now pretty hard during that. There's one
Hold on,
scene.
Pat,
There's one thing from the secret episode I want to bring up.
Hold on, Pat.
Wait.
You did this all on proud mode, yes?
Yes, I did it all on proud mode. I got all the stickers, but I went to each save file and saved there after collecting all the stickers and reports. Because the thing is, the secret episode showed up with Terra after I got all the reports for him, and then I saved for all of the files, and then beat Aqua's final boss again, and that triggered final episode, so did that, and then play.
From what I've seen, proud mode, on proud mode, all you need to do is get all the stickers and complete the final episode.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So what the hell?
Fuck the secret episode. Fuck this game.
Okay, but going back to my...
But yeah, sorry, just to finish what my thought was before we had to interrupt. Yeah, like I said, Alexander, as much as we can argue that Atlas bosses can just be giant meat sponges that just have tons of health and just do a lot of damage to you, like you said before, like we've said over and over and over again, at least all your fucking commands do something to those bosses. Other than just the certain elements that they're null to, that they usually make it, or reflect and stuff like that. But you can find that out as soon as you look at the boss. You're like, okay, I know these things don't work. It's not like you have to try it and then have it be like, nah, fuck you, bitch. Half your commands don't work now.
But here's the thing. As we are going into Kingdom Hearts 3, and I don't know if I voiced my opinion, but over the years, Kingdom Hearts has become It is probably the only RPG series where I value gameplay above story. Usually with RPGs, I value gameplay and story equally.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay. I think I messed something up by accident. Okay, we should be good now. But I gotta rebalance.
do you hear a
I
stream?
gotta rebalance
Hello.
the audio is the big thing.
Like, ah, fuck.
Professional.
Okay, oh yeah, Urban just said I think you guys are muted.
So, okay, real quick, I just have the game audio back up, like, how do we all sound in, like, comparison to the game, and, stuff like that, real quick, if you can help us. So...
I will talk a little bit to help with that.
Hi.
So pressing continue just brought you back here.
Yeah.
This is annoying.
Okay, I'm quiet. Okay, I'm gonna...
Well, like me and Alexander said, fuck this game.
Okay, how do I sound? Okay, that should be better. How do I sound now, in comparison, and how do they sound? Okay, anyway.
Hello.
So, anyway, we're not gonna be doing the, because apparently now we just can't do that, part, but I do want to bring up one last thing, because as much as you know, we talked about Birth by Sleep, there's one thing about final episode that kind of saves Birth by Sleep big time, and it's this final cutscene here, blank points.
Yes.
Yeah, because, again, for as much as I crap on this, I think this is seriously one of the best story moments of the whole franchise. Like, this part.
Okay.
This is good. Good stuff.
Darkness
Let's
rules
watch.
your heart.
Alright.
It gives me control. Muscle and sinew that once obeyed you now rebels against you. How you can remain here at all confounds the mind.
Just gotta get that zoom in on that beard.
It's still my heart. You think you can just come in and take over? I'm not gonna sit by and let that happen.
Look, the beard is the most majestic part of this.
Don't even entertain.
They don't even show his eyes,
notions of
it's just the
escaping
beard.
me.
Okay, there we go.
More interesting camera angles.
Wrong. You're gonna get shown the door, old man.
As I recall.
Okay, does anyone just like these dialogue just sounds totally pedophilia sounding?
Yeah,
but
yes.
Your body is going to be enveloped by my darkness for the end of your entire life.
The lines themselves are at least written well in that there's a lot of fancy wording that really brings out Nimoy's voice. But yeah, the actual content's a little
I've never paid attention to how good the cinematography is in the cutscene.
Even if you do rest.
well, when it's all just cutscene.
Yeah, you can kind of focus
Even
on
if
that.
you cast me into the deepest, darkest abyss, you'll never sway me from the one cause that
I know now that Kingdom Hearts is light.
No, it's not.
I'm ready to pay it.
Brave words, to be sure.
My friendship is my power.
And I'm there.
We can take as much time as we need to settle this little property dispute. However, know this. You are just one of many roads that I might choose to take.
Property.
Trust me.
property dispute. Okay, that's actually pretty funny.
Property dispute over a body.
Yeah, just not just the body, also his heart. Like he owns everything except his mind.
Everything.
Kingdom Hearts is memes.
Alright, so, okay, 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 so,
But yeah, no, this is a really good.
It's mainly when we get to
And-
the Aqua's part of it. It's like the
Master.
really good part.
Oh,
Mm.
come
Yeah.
on! You don't even know your pal? Please tell me
The
the
fuck are
amnesia was
you?
just a sick joke. Boy, this is some cliche.
I like to imagine that he's just staring at the eye patch, not even to respect him.
Nuts.
He's like, I won't even actually look at you in the eye.
Just gotta check.
Well, it doesn't.
As
That,
if.
no,
Well,
that's
don't
weird.
sweat it.
Like Terra
I
doesn't
got your
actually
back.
have the yellow eyes when he lost his memory.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting.
I really like it that Xehanort Terranort actually did lost his memory. He's like, oh, get the fuck off of me! I need my personal
Yeah.
space.
Like, who are you? Why are you in my space?
I am gonna tell Diz on you right now, cause oh my god.
I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna tell an
I'm
adult
gonna
on you.
file a
You're gonna be
strongly
so
worded
embarrassed.
letter. By the way, they are walking down that hallway for a long ass time.
It's a big hallway.
It doesn't
No,
take that
no,
long
they're
to
just
run
slow-
down in cage too.
They're just
Well,
slow
that's
walkers.
one thing you're running. Sometimes skateboarding.
Where are the skateboards
Who
in
is
there?
this man with my other man?
Okay, yeah, this is where I love blank points.
Hmm. Also, I like that match gun.
Yeah.
All right, good. Now that my stream is
Course.
refreshed, it's
Looking at his
Oh, is there-
limited view inside that
Yeah.
hood, you can almost assume that was Luxord, just
Yeah.
because of their similar facial
Those kinda,
structures
yeah.
and face and their beards.
Why, hello. It's not often I get visitors.
I'm the only other person in
Please,
this realm of
call me
darkness.
Aqua.
For the
Why
time
are you
being.
sitting here all alone in the realm of darkness?
You
Aqua,
pussy- you
Aqua.
pussy-
why? Hello there.
Aqua, why are you sitting alone in
I
the
can
realm of
tell
darkness?
This is my
Do
second
you
time.
see
sure.
anyone else here?
No, and then he's just like,
First,
"You're the."
I do not remember who I am or whence I came.
I'm really lonely.
Everything was
Please
but
keep
Please
me,
give me
whatever
company.
currents carried me here.
To be fair, how long has he been sitting
That's
in
too
here?
bad.
Like,
Cause this is
not
actually-
even.
I forget,
not
is
even
this
like a year or
before
so
after
after.
Cage?
Long
Is,
time.
if this before or
Wandering
after
through the
Cage 2,
endless
this part?
hours.
Absolutely
Has to
after
be
KH2.
Escape.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is after? Because he blew up in KH2,
Return to
literally.
your own
Well,
way.
he's back in 3, so
Yeah. He got teleported
That's my
here, and
friends.
Riku got turned back to normal.
I promised I'd
I
be
guess.
there for them.
Then Riku cut his hair. I did not appreciate that.
Your friends.
He even looked better in that outfit with the longer hair. I agree.
Somewhere
Yeah.
in the scraps of memory.
Look, he's
I
gotta
have.
he's gotta go. He's gotta become a pretty boy, or otherwise it won't work.
But
He was
you know,
pretty
He's a
rough
pretty
as it
boy
was.
with the long hair.
downgraded.
Oh, I found a
Two
fun thing
boys
interesting.
friends
I was just randomly
and
looking up some
kind.
stuff. So here's a funny little Dragon Ball
Many
Super
worlds
fun
and
fact
fates
about
to
Whis.
keep the light
Yeah.
safe.
Oh, I know what
Um,
you're talking about.
Toriyama
Keep the
designed him
lights safe.
intentionally to quote get with the time, so they
I've
gave
been
him a
away
hot
too
Bishi
long.
face as a
Something happened up
result.
there? Are
Nice.
the worlds in danger?
So every single angel in that series
Sad to
follows
say,
suit that's
I
like
nearly felt the
who's
darkness
actually
more than
is
once.
of a slender figure like Whis or Vados
But
and
every
so on.
time that boy arrived with keyblade in hand to save the day.
What was his
Wait
name?
a sec. Is his name Terra or Ven?
Bingo.
None of those people.
Absolutely not the former.
Those
Fuck.
unfair.
Should have known.
Yep. Again, Sora and Riku, get out of here.
How
Easy.
long has it
These
been
two.
since
Well,
I met him?
So much.
Well,
At
they had
least
the
a
help of a
year now.
princess of light, I guess.
More.
I gave you my
Correct.
keyblade and you won't even help me.
Back then, my heart was clouded with vengeance.
Okay,
I
yeah.
did terrible
And
things,
a big
both
part of
to
why
him
Blank
and
Points
his
works.
friends.
Yoko Shimomura version
I
of
brought
Dearly Beloved
unhappiness
right
to
here.
more
Just,
lives.
Oh yeah.
so
I
good.
felt something must be done. Was that why? A means of clearing my conscience.
Just wanna buy all the
or perhaps
soundtracks.
out of a sort of
Yes.
Especially threes when it comes out,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I know it's gonna be awesome.
While the boy slept his long sleep, I hid the results of my research inside him, transplanting the data to where it might best serve a purpose.
I still don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
In fact, I would like to believe maybe he can set things right. A boy like him.
Again, still don't know how that works.
touches many hearts.
Look, it's
You can
fine.
open the
Don't
right
worry
door,
about it.
Like, I know we're working with science and magic and Disney logic and Final Fantasy logic, but no.
Still like to believe Sora and Riku got up and they started to walk out, and Aqua's like, wait, please, wait for me! Ah, fuck!
She just flips him off after it
She
closes.
just barely finished fighting the Dark Tide from 0.2.
Yeah.
Then, she's like, I've been doing this for how long? A year? Shit.
Okay, yeah, this is where it's good. The Sora part.
Hang on, because I'm lagging behind. They're birthed by sleep. Ah!
I don't do cute roll credits!
I imagine the credits literally roll on by as a ball.
Sorry.
Yamne's just forced to draw forever. Even in the recesses of
Why can't they
Kyrie's
act
mind,
like
yeah.
she's like this master artist?
Oh,
No,
man.
she's not.
I can't wait to put it up on
She's
my
like
DeviantArt
15,
account.
so.
God. Honestly, the music goosebumps right now, not even gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with 3
Look.
being so close.
Look, Alexandra, it's not the quality of the art, it's the heart behind the art.
Ha! Heart!
Ah!
I like how none of those popsicle sticks have bites in them.
Well, I mean,
Don't
these
worry
people
about
aren't
it.
real at this situation. They've yet to come to be. Especially because these two are here.
Yeah, why is there a black-haired person that I've never seen before?
I don't know. She
Wait,
is.
who?
Look cute, though.
Also, Ven, you're supposed to be in Castle Oblivion right now.
I mean, kind of is.
I mean, Patrick, for him, this is Castle Oblivion.
Sora.
Then I don't know why Terra's here either.
He's just endless dreaming. Endless dreaming, endless dreaming.
I can't wait for the boss battle that happens here because this environment looks so good and I would love it for the backdrop.
Tuesday!
Well, I mean, maybe not exactly Tuesday, depending on how fast people will play through the game.
Yeah.
Oh, Aqua, stop crying.
She's crying, but she's like, wait a minute, I heard the name. No, he left me behind! That fucker!
No, actually, no, on my end, when I said Tuesday, Aqua started crying. I was like, she's stupid with
The
her
day
kid on her
has finally
like,
come.
I'm so close. I'm so
We're
close.
so close.
The door's gonna open soon.
Be
I
home
swear,
free,
guys, I'm gonna
baby.
get out.
When I get Arc 3 ends with Aqua stole the realm of darkness.
That would be hilarious.
She
And I would be like, Nomura, you've been trolling us this entire time.
she just turns into freaking Raiden from MKX and she's just like, nah, I'm just kind of be evil now.
Yeah.
You know what? Darkness ain't so bad. It's actually kind of neat.
Riku.
By the way, like, how many days after
Your mind's made up?
KH2 is this?
I think it only a couple after Kyrie ran up with that bottle, so...
Exactly 3 seconds.
It's been exact. He just went to go sit in the tree really quick.
Made me
because-
wonder, like, how long Sora was pondering this kind of thing.
Sora.
Long after KH2, considering Riku's wrist is still broken at this point.
Kyrie.
Okay, yeah, true.
Is it
His
broken?
cast is still on. Broken!
I always
He
thought
got
that was
pretty
a
effed up
wristband.
by Zemnis.
He slammed that hilt straight down on his arm. 135. Hey, he broke his arm. He broke his wrist. That's why he runs around a little limp in Kingdom Hearts. His arm runs around limp in Kingdom Hearts 2
Yeah.
and gameplay.
Because of them.
Is that
Dude, that's not how he fights. He fights one-handed and everything with his battle stance, but yeah, he broke his wrist. He broke his wrist.
I just
See you soon.
see Alexandra. Riku does it because it's cool.
that's the real reason.
No, that's why Ventus wields his Keyblade backwards for no reason. Is because it looks.
I
At least it's
actually think
unique.
that's cool.
At
So
least
does
it's
Mickey.
unique. Mickey
So does
sometimes does,
Mickey.
yeah. I think you see him run with it reverse grip more than he actually fights with it.
Alright, so now what I think some people are looking for. Let me get the calculator out because we gotta calculate the amount of deaths that were in this one playthrough. So
Oh,
okay,
boy.
it was
Let's see here. What's 358 divided by 2?
So Terra was 58, Aqua was 71, Ven was 34, and no deaths in the final episode. Grand total of deaths is 163. Oh my god.
Insert
We got
trigger.
under 200.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so yeah. What? It's a shame we can't show off the final episode, but Birthright Sleep is just kind of being a jerk. So I'm not gonna fight it right now. I'm just not.
Look, I'm sure there's some stupid thing you didn't do because someone brought up the rhythm mixer and shit too, but...
No, that would have only been for normal mode shit.
Yeah, but you want to know something? Fuck this game. Nobody cares.
Okay, so...
I think there's enough people that care, so...
So,
Okay,
wow,
now
we
that's all
don't.
said and done. Do you want to bring up what we're doing?
Yeah, because we've been doing this retrospective ever since around July of last year, so... We've been doing KH for a while, and, 3's about to come out. I'm a little KH'd out right now in terms of streaming. I just want to sit down and enjoy 3 at this point. So I won't be streaming anything of 3 or anything like that. I'm hopefully getting that review copy so I can do an actual video on it. But in terms of the retrospective, we are going to take a bit of a break right now. When we come back, it will be Movie Night of Coded, just because we can get that out of the way real quick.
Oh,
And-
God.
You really question? Do we really need to do
because
coded?
Data Riku is in 3. It
Can't,
is
so
relevant
I
again.
should
Data
probably...
Riku or Repliku?
I should probably be there just so I can talk about when's the exact moment that I started falling asleep.
But, after that, we got 3D, Fragmentary Passage, then another Movie Night back cover, and then we head into 3, and we are all done at that point. But, yeah, so that's not gonna be for a while. I want to take a bit of a hiatus from KH for a bit and just enjoy 3, play for all that. And especially, I want time to pass in between 3 and us starting Dream Drop, because I feel like when we start playing Dream Drop Distance, we're gonna be talking a lot about 3 because the two. Are
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
no,
so
I'm sure
heavily
we'll be
tied.
able to talk about how 3D sets up shit or how it ties into 3
Yeah,
and stuff
'cause
like that
I want to
too.
make sure enough time passes to where we can talk spoilers and stuff like that a little bit more
But-
freely.
Quick question. What difficulty is everyone going to start 3 on?
I'm probably gonna
No,
start on
no.
proud.
Normal.
Proud.
Just so I can make sure
Normal
I see
because I
secrets.
have nothing to
Probably.
prove for you people.
Well, it's so I
I'm
can
probably
actually.
gonna-
It's so I can make sure I can see if there's any kind of secret stuff at the end or anything like that, because you know how this thing goes.
Well, even on normal, you can, as long as you don't play on beginner, you should be fine. If you
Well,
play on
just-
standard or higher, you'll
well,
get the
Normal,
ending.
well,
secret.
normal mode usually
You have to
demands a
100%
lot of completion
stuff.
for the journal,
Yeah,
so...
but
But here's the thing. There's another little update concerning streams in general.
yeah.
You're probably wondering why Pat added the Sonic Genesis one-shot and the donation thing,
Okay.
and he also added a Twitter poll. There's another reason for that.
Yeah, so who is calling me right now? I'm in the middle of streaming. I'm giving-
Oh,
I thought you said Pooh. I thought you said Pooh was
No, Patrick,
I
Aqua's
also
calling
heard
you.
that.
Aqua's calling you. Is it Tuesday yet?
no, Aqua.
No Aqua.
Go
We'll
chill
get
out
to
in
you
0.2 for a bit. Just be patient.
Okay, but yeah. So basically, we aren't gonna be. I hate to say this, but we aren't starting Danganronpa 2 for a bit because I just learned there's gonna be a trilogy of Danganronpa coming out that basically is just 1 plus Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload and V3 just in one. Both of the discs just sold together, but it is $60, so it's only $20 per game as opposed to
Yeah, so
buying
he's
both of
gonna
them.
wait for that to come out
Yeah,
so he
so-
can just use
I'm an
that.
angry panda about that, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait for that to come out in late March, but once that comes out, we're gonna start that. In the meantime, we're gonna do just be a little bit more loose with the schedule and kind of play just different games. I think for that whole World of Light is winning by a lot, which is kind of surprising me considering how much Smash I already stream as is, but
It's cause
It's an excuse to chat about
well,
it.
two things. One, Smash, so it gives them an excuse to talk about it, and two, because World of Life is so repetitive, they just want to see you doing mindless busy work.
Plus, it gives us easy stuff to chat over. Plus, we can also kind of gush or kind of analyze any of the actual scenarios of World of Light matches if we really want to.
Yeah.
Some of those Mega Man ones still don't make sense to me.
But yeah, I'm gonna play a bit more kind of loose and just kind of play games normally and stuff like that. But it's been a ride for this, for better or worse. Throughout the...
Still waiting for the Mario Kart community stream.
Oh, hey, Pat, I don't know if you want to talk about it yet since you haven't set it up yet, but that do you want to mention that channel that you're starting to set up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so in case if people don't know, because I think I've only talked to the Discord about it, is that I am setting up a new channel of where I'm basically going to be dumping all the VODs from now on to there. That's We Do Streams, I believe, is the name that I gave it.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm gonna start probably work on getting my all the Kingdom Hearts stuff up to there at this point. And yeah, on the main channel there will be proper highlight videos for each of the games that we've done. That my Discord community is helping me out with, and I greatly appreciate you guys helping me out with that, because there's a lot of stuff happening right now.
Yeah, but basically
First highlight, no death.
he's just doing it so that way for the people that care more about the highlights and not like the full 4-hour stream or whatever, how many hours it is, they can just watch the highlights. And for the people that actually care about like watching the whole stream, they can go specifically to the second channel to watch it.
Yeah.
So that way it kind of keeps it separated.
In terms of...
So you heard him, get out.
Well, in terms of YouTube land, I think we're about done here. So that was Birth by Sleep. Thank you all for watching. Take care.
This game.
Bye.
Fuck this game.